Hello and welcome to a very special post-match Gags Tandon show. It's actually the Desi version, and I'm joined by my three Desi buddies. How we pointing on this one? Maybe not. Party's here, Cam's here, Nina's here. So yeah, it's going to be a nuts post-match show. It might be funny. I don't know actually. I wonder. I want to go around and just ask how everybody's feeling after that 2-2 draw. Point gained or points dropped. Baji, you first.
Point gained. Point gained. Could have been all points gained. Could have been all points gained.
Yeah, I agree. Nina, what about you?
I think I went to this game. I think we'd win this game, but how everything panned out, and we'll get into it, is definitely a point gained, given, with everything what happened and how stretched we were. Point gained. I'm going to be positive.
Cam, you staying positive as well, or are you saying drop points?
Drop points for me.
I knew you were going to do something different. I just knew that you were.
Well, there were. I mean, we're playing at home. Even with 10 men, I still felt we had the quality, and we never displayed that quality at any point in the game. We didn't show any patience or control at any point within the game. And I still felt Fulham were there for the taking, despite how open we were at the back. But that's because we had no control. So for me, points dropped.
But
No
surely,
control at any point in the game.
Not really, no. Look how open we were. How many chances did Fulham have?
But you said no control at any point in the game.
No, we should have had more control during the
so
game.
it's interesting you say that. Fulham had 12 shots, Cam, and 1 XG overall with 11 men versus 10, and got completely dominated with 2.2 XG against them. If you look at this, I mean, to be honest, I can't believe
You
that's
tell him,
10 men.
Gags. You show him. You show him the maths.
I just can't believe that is with 10 men that we've got 2.2 XG there. That's incredible. That's actually a fantastic performance from my perspective. And I have to go with Nina and Baji here with Gain.
Ronald on a slot.
You know,
He
a
only
point,
had 10 men. He
a
must
point
have
gained at the end of the day, because
and
we could have lost it in the second half as well. You know,
And
2-1
Arsenal
down.
dropped points, everyone.
Yeah, Arsenal dropped points as well.
Forza
Arsenal never had a corner today.
Forza Dyche ball. Love that Sean Dyche, the boldy Brexit bit.
Mike Johnson straight in there. I thought we
Joy.
played very fairly well. Appreciative of the fact we went after, despite going down to 10 men the whole time. We've got Damo saying we rescued a point there, behind twice, down 10 men. And yeah, I mean, oh wow. I super disagree with this guy. They had a Fugazi goal for the second. That was against the runner play.
Don't worry,
we had
Mike.
plenty of control.
Yeah, don't worry, Mike. You know, we all don't disagree. We all kind of disagree with Cam on a very regular basis. It's because his trousers are so tight that the bloodstream doesn't go to the brain.
So Cam, can you elaborate more on the not having control? Because looking at this, since they like Robbo gets sent off at 19, we're already 1 down. We haven't really had a chance up till that 19th minute. Every single thing we created after is, then basically is literally is the last 70 minutes of the game, and it's domination.
You say that's fine, yeah. How many saves did Leno have to make? Which save did you think that Leno made was like, wow, that should have been a goal?
There weren't many.
We didn't pressurize their keeper, did we? We may have had an XG of 2.2. We scored 2 goals, so the XG was spot on for us.
You defenders get in the way of goalkeepers at times to do defending things.
1 at a time, folks. Then go on.
It's Desi. Nobody speaks 1 at a time. Come on.
I know, but no one's going to be able to listen to you when you do this.
Okay. My point was to Cam's no decent shot. No decent save by Leno was. I felt like their box was really congested.
Well, that's what you're going to do at Anfield. You're not going. Teams aren't really going to come out and just super
they're
attack
not.
all the time. At the end of the day, this is football. Teams defend. You want your team to defend as a team. You don't want them to defend just as a back four. We should be used to it by now, having low blocks and 12 men behind the ball, because obviously, sometimes we do have the referee on their side as well. So at the end of the day, yes, it was difficult today because we had 10 men, and then Fulham were always looking to play on the counter. Trent was awful in that first half. And the number of times they were just walking down the left-hand side, and we were so open. Where was that control there? Nobody was telling Trent, you need to just tuck in and let's just get better control of this game. Fulham are there for the taking. That's my point. Things
Even
like
on the second goal, he was really sus as well, the way he let Robinson just run past him, and he let Kwanzaa deal with it whilst he kind of jogged back into our box. Like, it was a really, really laboured and lazy kind of show from him in that regard.
Yeah, it was a bad day for both fullbacks. I think Robbo was sketchy from the start, and then even the goal, maybe Ali gets a chance to palm it out if it doesn't touch him on the way in. I mean, you can't really do much about it, Robbo, but the bad touch for the sending off, awful. Like, if you think about it, the last 6 weeks, this guy is giving away a couple of penalties and now got a red card. He's doing his best to sabotage us in this type of race on his own, to be honest. But Trent was shocking. Like, I know he's just come back from injury and he's tired.
He wasn't even trying to get back.
Oh, he was shocking today. I thought he was shocking. Baji, your thoughts on Trent and Robbo show today?
The Robbo show, it started okay. Let's be fair to him. Obviously, when it goes the other way and it gets clattered one by Diop, and then Diop gets the yellow card. He started well. Was he terrible for the sending off? Yes and no. Yeah, it is not lovely white picket fence Baji time for me. Yes, in the sense that obviously had Wilson been through, if he did nothing, people said, "Oh, Robbo, you did nothing." He just did the wrong thing. The no being it was marginal, like proper marginal in regards to onside versus offside. And I actually thought that Wilson was off, but then Van Dijk has played him on. So I'm almost like from that part, the back line is culpable, right? In respect to that. It's very frustrating when those things happen. Like, you look at Robbo and you look at the goal that Pereira scores, you just think they'd be a little bit closer to Pereira, just a little bit tighter. That's all we need. The broken Pereira. Oh, dearie me. Possibly, Damo, possibly.
That's funny, Damo.
Yeah,
very true. Possibly.
Some classics on the final whistle as well. Actually, I do enjoy his input.
Yeah, Baji, I there's loads in there with the first goal, but I think the touch really should be an easy one for him for the level of player he is, and he's playing, and what he's achieved. Shouldn't be miscontrolling that there with a player in behind. Just shows how panicked he is currently with his own game. He's panicked by everything. He seems to be panicked when he's making challenges. Go on, Cam, you're going to say something on top?
Yeah, the mistake Robert made was he tried to use his left foot for a ball that was coming from his left-hand side as such. So he's trying to effectively control it with the outside of his foot. He would have been better off with hindsight now, trying to control it with his right foot. And that's the error he's made straight away. And it's like you said, he's unsure of his game. He's been having a few troubles over the last few weeks, but over the last couple of weeks, he has sort of improved in various aspects of his game as well. There was signs he was getting a little bit better again, but that's a tough one to take. It was a bad error on his part. It wasn't a difficult clearance, and we've seen Gomez do this a few times in the last couple of games as well, where he's had a poor touch like that with balls coming across them. So it's not just Robbo. It's a few of our players are beginning to just drop their levels. And when you're going for a title like we are now, it is a title race now. The race is well and truly on. We can't make mistakes like this. They're too costly.
No, it's looking shaky, like Liam says. I think Ibu going is a big factor, actually, Liam, because he covers Trent a lot on that right side when Trent bombs forward, and Gomez doesn't have that. I don't know, maybe he's just not that way inclined, or Ibu's just a unit. He's just a massive unit, and he just stops people from getting in behind and blocks them off. But I still think the game.
He's the king of twatting everyone.
Who?
Ibu.
Oh yeah, he just knocks them out. He just knocks them out. I think the issue is, though, that one mistake ruins the whole game. We're on the back foot. we're panicked to start with. Fulham dominate that first half, you know, just afterwards, but then we come back into the game. And yeah, I mean, let's talk about the goals. Who wants to go through the first one? I mean, the ones they scored, let's be honest, the first one from the ex-Mank is a worldy kind of finish, you know, like hitting that like that. We just need to
fucking annoying though, Gags. As I said,
it
like
is.
Robertson should be slightly closer to Pereira, right? Like you see the ball coming over and Pereira being able to stretch around Robertson and hit the ball. It always hits Robert and goes in. You're like, oh, come on, man.
Yeah, it's just one of those.
This is one of the matches where I'm not there, right? And if I was in the stadium and saw that, I would have been very tempted to kind of march myself towards Robbo all the way from the upper centenary and smacking one. Like genuinely, you should be covering that. It shouldn't, you know, you should not give Pereira that element of a gift, especially at Christmas.
Yeah, I was hoping we'd like go and, you know, pinch his tits or something, get him sent off so he, you know, smack someone. That Pereira.
What the fuck are you been watching?
I know, I just can't believe you said that.
It's called pungi in Punjabi. It's called pungi, you know, with mates.
Look, listen, yeah, but the thing is though, that kind of pungi is also known as pungi in Punjabi as well. Like these are kind of the bad things that you just don't do. All right. Fucking
well,
hell,
you would have reacted and got
go
sent
back
out.
a century or something. You watch the Water Boy. You trying to be like that guy who goes,
I'm a friend.
yeah, you're trying to talk about that guy like nobody can understand.
Ten Hag tactic.
I've listened to this on pods when you do this pod, but watching you do it's even funnier.
Like honestly,
oh my God.
fucking hell.
But yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I just
sorry for swearing, YouTube, because that knocks things down. Right? Let's try and keep this a clean show and not swear because
let's try. I think at the end of the day, it's just a bad day at the office for both of our, you know, legendary fullbacks, because they are legends. Let's put it. They are going to be greats, all-time greats for us at right back and fullback.
The thing is, that legend also spells legend at times, right? That's the problem.
Yeah.
And in this particular case, the leg end belonged to Pereira, which got around Robbo and then scored a goal.
Yeah, definitely. that's just what happens. But I think for all of the domination, I mean, for being down to 10 men though, Cam, and you say we didn't have control, I thought we were the better team in the whole game in the end, like overall. And the next, until they scored again, the second one, we just completely wiped the floor with them, I thought, like completely. And it was, looking back now, and obviously at the time you're in charge and you're upset and you're kind of like, we're going to lose. But when you look back now, that's quite impressive to do with 10 men. Very impressive, especially for a team that, you know, is a little bit leggy as well at the moment. Liverpool played a lot of games with a lot of the first team, the players that are in there now, and that ball from Mo Salah. I mean, I wanted Gakpo to go off, to be honest. At halftime, I thought he was absolutely rubbish in the first half. I really thought he was living up to the Gakpo name, but it was really, really bad crosses from him, cutting in, doing the Milner, and yeah, proved me wrong, didn't he? Slot there.
Yeah, I did post it in Discord which numpty wanted Cody to go off at half time.
I thought you were talking about yourself.
No, well, I never said for Cody to go off. So there was only one person I could see who said for Cody to go off, and that was yourself, Gags. So you can have the numpty award for that one. Yeah, no, ultimately, we've come back from a goal behind with 10 men twice today. And you can almost say, yeah, and I saw that comment. You can almost say there's a bit of a.
I love it, Dave.
Why did you have to highlight it while I'm speaking?
Sorry. Go on.
Yeah, so you could almost say there's a bit of the old Klopp mentality monsters within the squad there, and that's a good thing going forward. So we're going to need a lot of that. It's still annoying me, even now thinking about it, that even that first goal, the cross should never have come in. If you look at where Trent was, he just allowed the cross to come in. He didn't close the player down. And one thing I can remember, just going back to the Klopp era, stop the crosses, stop the crosses. We can then deal with anything after that because we can get set up. Stop the crosses. You used to see Virgil having a go at players if they used to let the cross come in. You've got to stop the cross. And it was just poor all round. Robbo was unlucky in that he almost stopped the shot and it deflected off him. There wasn't much more Robbo could do in that regard, I felt, for the first goal. For me, the first goal was more on Trent in allowing that cross to come over. So even with 11 players on the pitch, Trent wasn't doing his job. He had a shocking day at the office today. It happens. You know, every player is entitled to have an off day. But you can't have an off day when you're down to 10 men, ultimately. But like you say, guys, to come back twice, you know, and we had that pinball in about the 95th minute when nobody wanted to take a shot, but they could take a shot. And it just wouldn't sit up anywhere for anyone properly to get the shot away. And
well, Mo missed.
We just had that little bit of luck there.
Yeah, I mean, there was other chances where Mo normally has against Brighton, put it in the top corner, you know, and then again when he was
one as well.
Yeah, he normally, I mean, you see him in training banging those in every time. And then Mo on the left as well, on his left foot, when he's just got a side foot, at least getting on target, it puts it completely wide, like totally wide. So we did have the chances, and it is disappointing. I guess I can see why you're disappointed, Cam. But to say the control part, I'd say is it's okay to be disappointed with the result. I think we all will be because we always want Liverpool to win. But from a perspective of then conceding that awful goal, which, by the way, Alisson got a proper knee to the face. We're going to have a black eye tomorrow, I think. I think he was swelling up already when he was getting up. And that might be...
It was on his cheek, right?
Yeah. So I think...
stupid camera to think that. Yeah.
But I think that might even go down as a Joe Gomez own goal. So
yeah,
I think it was.
It wasn't the flick wasn't going in, but even if Joe had missed the ball, Emil Smith Rowe would have tapped it in. Yeah,
was that his first goal for Liverpool?
Yeah.
Shoot! No, not there.
No, it's not 4. That's not 4.
So Nin, then we have Super Slotter Jota come on. So a super sub from Slot, and it's the Slotter Jota who gets in. And Nunes actually has some production in this and creates a goal.
I know it's like a bit of the tale of the two halves, because the goal that we conceded, you saw Kwanzaa there as well trying to block the cross coming in. And again, that's a player that is completely low on confidence. And then you got Darwin Núñez, who we all know has been under a bit of scrutiny. I think his confidence is really shot as well. I think there is, a few members that are really low on confidence. And yeah, I loved him on a Slot when we went 2-1 down and he was like, sod this, I'm just throwing in a lot of attackers. What we got to lose at that point? You're 10 men down, you're a goal down, just bring on all your attackers.
And can it remind you of your ex-hubby club?
We're moving on, I have a thing. I'm basically giving up the job because I might start wearing a bit of navy now in honor of Arne Slot. I just follow the manager's lead. But no, Darwin Núñez, because he had a shot before that, didn't he? Where I think he tried heading it and it went wide and he looked so disappointed with himself. And then to kind of play the ball to Jota, and you know what? Jota to kind of move his feet like that and just like sort of turn away from the player and just put it past. I mean, you guys...
typical Jota goal.
Yeah, I mean, you guys already had the goal down before I saw it because my stream was a little behind. So I was like, yeah, I'm just waiting for this.
Is that because internet up north a bit slow?
I've got a hamster running the wheel up on my internet.
Do you feed it?
I do.
I think the...
once a week?
That's one of the things that's coming out is the positive about Arsenal dropping points to Everton of all teams. And I'm quite glad we didn't play Everton now, because if they were going to play in this form, we probably would have had 3 draws in a row now. And that would have been too much for us to handle right now, to be honest. We've been going nuts. But Chelsea, he thinks Chelsea will start to feel the pressure soon too. Now they're being talked about as title contenders. I don't think the pressure's getting to Liverpool, if I'm honest. I think today was all about that one instant that ruined the game. I think even at 1 down, I was confident that we're going to come back and win today. That there would be some semblance of control at some point in the game. It's just the way Liverpool play, especially the second half performances all year long. We've been just really turning it on second half. So if you even 1-goal deficits, we've been turning around, but the 10 men makes such a big difference. And hopefully they don't play again now till next Sunday. Most of these players, apart from the Jotas and the Chiesas and maybe Darwin and a few others. But
do you not think Gravenberch deserves a shout out for like having to like step in as centre back?
Hero comes along, Ryan Giro, Gravenberch, be strong.
Well, he is a hero for me. I think
You're fucking awesome, Gags.
he's a hero today. I thought people were saying they were really nervous about him, and to be honest, I thought he was excellent today. Really stepping out, stepping back in, stepping out. It was literally in possession, different role, out of possession, different role. He was just, he was fantastic. I mean, let's go around and talk about Ryan. Cam, what about your thoughts on him? Oh, sorry, Raj, if you want to go first.
It's okay. Cam can go first. Age
Go on,
before
Andy.
beauty and all
And
that.
what do you think?
He doesn't even get the question. Ryan Gravenberch, just talk about him.
I think he's absolutely awesome.
Gravenberch.
Look, you've got a player who's suddenly looking at a negative state of match, right? And he's put into an uncomfortable and abnormal position. I've never known him to play centre back.
Nope, I've not.
Yeah, but he was perfect. He did everything you'd expect for him to do. And then when we went down to 2-1, or so actually just before that, you can see when the other players start coming on and Slot changes things. He puts Gravenberch in midfield. It's just fucking awesome. No, Anthony Robinson was not man of the match. Mike Johnson, get out of the comments now. That's it. You're off. A fucking red card for you there, like Robbo. We're not giving man. You can't give man of the match to the opposition when Ryan Gravenberch plays like that.
Grizzy's gonna kill me on Thursday for the Robinson, because I was dissing Robinson heavy on Thursday last week, and he's like, you're gonna jinx this, and he's gonna play well next game.
Fucking sod Robinson's apple and blackcurrant is a cheap Ribena. Fuck off. There you go. Sorry, YouTube, for swearing. Oh, it's a Robinson man of the match. Josh, shut up. So Mike, you've not come across Desi before. We're quite brutal about things around here. Yeah, and this is about as brutal as it gets. I'm absolutely sorry. You know what? Hardcore Liverpool fan, and the reality is that no, it's not. Here's my reality to that one, Mike Johnson. Absolutely, Ryan Gravenberch is man of the match. You're playing at home, and you're put in a position where I said, it's abnormal. You don't normally play there. Anthony Robinson plays in that position all the time. All the time.
Lado.
Say that again. Then sorry, I muted you because there's some feedback coming from you. Yeah,
that's it. If Mike is a subscriber, I'm going to go past GDPR, get his address, and we're going to go and have a coffee because we disagree so much. So we have to go and talk it face to face in a nice way, of course, Mike. Nice.
So Mike's saying, yeah, you can be honest. The fact he's played extremely well, and that's
why.
Gravenberch
is the reason that they drew. No, the reason that they drew is because we were a bit shit and a bit lax in the back at that time.
I think about Robinson. He played against 10 men today, and had it been 11 against 11, I think we would have seen a little bit more pressure on him, to be honest. So he had the freedom of that side of the pitch in behind Trent, because Trent was just having the worst game ever. And if you see how he played last week, he played. I mean, I was saying it in the game. I was saying it in the pod last week. But he just basically single-handedly almost handed Arsenal the win on last week.
He was 30%.
Oh, he was totally 30% for me. He gave the ball away. I watched that game live as well because Liverpool didn't play, and I was not impressed with him at all. And I think he's getting really overhyped, to be honest. He played Saliba on, standing there with his legs out wide, doing a fucking jumping jack for no reason, and then everybody else was in the one that got disallowed. Even Bassi sprints in and he's like in line, and fucking Robinson's like 2-3 yards out and still plays off Martinelli, but that's Martinelli being a dick. But flipping heck, like it was just poor, very, very poor from Robinson, really. And they
isn't he old though? I know people have been bigging Robinson up, saying that, oh yeah, we should look at him and stuff like that. But he's like what, 27, 28 years old already?
Yeah.
So he hasn't got much of a prime left of him.
No. Yeah.
Oh no, don't go, Mike, please. Oh.
Like, I think Damo is saying, personally, I love Gravenberch's Barry White voice. It's very underrated. Fair enough.
There's a Desi fella I know called Jazz Randhawa, who's the spitting image of Ryan Gravenberch.
Fair.
Literally, they look alike, and
So,
they're just as tall as each other as well.
so let's that's the game. I mean, at the end of the day, is there anything you guys want to talk more about? I want to ask something else that we can have a debate about.
Yeah, what was wrong with Mo? You know, like, come on, Mo. Like, you know, is the one attack where we were outnumbering them. The ball to you is inch perfect. It's on your left foot. Why did you go near post? Shoot, the keeper's already moved. Go across, shoot across the keeper. Tuck it far right.
Away from the corner when Dob was running out with it.
Don put him through beautifully. You should just put it the other side. The keeper's not getting to it at that point.
Maybe that's his one bad decision. He's getting out of his system and he signs that contract.
Ooh.
To be honest,
yeah, no.
How's this performance of Trent make you feel about Trent signing a contract?
Who's that to?
All of you?
You don't base a performance on one.
Yeah.
You don't base a lifetime of performances on one performance. So,
I agree.
Like I said, everybody can have a bad day at the office.
Is his head in the
and
game?
he's improved a lot defensively under slot. He has improved. He has been better defensively under slot. So you can't, you know.
Yeah.
Look at the Newcastle game.
I would love to keep all three, but I've got a feeling if one's going to go, not because we want to get rid of him. I think I get a feeling he wants to leave Liverpool.
Who?
Trent.
Right. I mean, I
don't want him to go though, but I've just got a feeling that he might want to.
Yeah.
It's so namby-pamby this. So like, oh yeah, koi gal nahi. It's all right. He didn't mean it. It's okay. Oh, sweetie boy Trent. Listen, at the end of the day, you want to be one of the best left backs in the world. Sorry, right backs in the world. You can't do some of those things, man. You can't be that lapse all the. I wouldn't say all the time, but he has that in him.
Yeah,
and that's my worry. Yep, and also ultimately, we know how brilliant Trent can be on the ball. We all do. And we know defensively he can be good too. But when the bad times happen, and they do happen, we can't say it's few and far between, right? This season it's been few and far between. And I suspect there's a part of the Liverpool hierarchy which looks at it in a similar way. Which goes, look, if we had to replace him, could we replace him? We might not be able to get the same output in regards to someone going forward, but we can definitely get the same output of somebody being behind in regards to playing the right back role rather than attacking right back type role that he has. I think that's the pain.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if his head's in the. Maybe his head's not in the game. I don't know. It's getting closer now to being allowed to sign for a team from another country. It's literally 2 weeks away, you know. So it's just the timing of it as well for me. It might just be one off day, like Cam said, or
17 and a bit working days. Sorry, 17 and a bit actual days.
Yeah,
we're at the 14th now. December finishes on the 31st. Yeah, but we're quite a way through the 14th of December. So there, 17 days and some hours.
It's not long at all to be able to sign for someone.
2 weeks ago, Trent came off the bench against Newcastle and got 2 assists. We weren't talking about a terrible performance that day, were we?
I wasn't on the show.
No, but I'm just saying nobody was.
Can I ask a question?
I wasn't on the show either, Badgie, but ultimately, the positives he brings to the team so outweigh any negatives for me. I think it's imperative he signs a new contract for us. The output we get from him, I mean, and it's been shown year after year, season after season, game after game, overall, he's a phenomenal player. And you're not going to get that output from him. We've had games this season where Trent hasn't been on the pitch, and you can see when we've missed Trent's attacking abilities, what he brings us. That control, almost, you could say. And I think it'll be a huge loss for us if he goes.
I think it's a huge loss if we lose any of them, to be honest.
Yeah.
And if we lost all three, it would be a calamity.
I think 2 will sign, definitely. I see Mo and Virgil signing new contracts.
Guys, can I ask you a question? So obviously, Robbo, how long is he out for? It's a game, right?
Just a game. Maybe just the Carabao as well.
Oh, well, that's handy.
Yeah, Robert is 1 game ban.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't a violent conduct.
Yeah.
He was sent off.
Cheer up.
He was sent off.
This could have been a lot worse. Our passing has been rubbish last 4 games. I'm not that upset, mate, to be fair. But I take your point.
I thought we've been having a good laugh and a joke.
We do need to, right, listen, we do need to cheer up. From a Christmas cheer perspective, let's be really honest. We're still top of the table. Yeah. Arsenal didn't win. Thank you, Dyche Ball, again. Yeah. Gotta love that boldy Brexit bastard. I tell you, sometimes he just does the most jammiest things. And that must be the most jam. That must be Everton's Christmas made up right there. Because all the Evertonians will have travelled to London for this weekend thinking, we've got hope here. For them to come back, that match to end 0-0, it's a massive thing for them. Humongous. I mean, who have Chelsea got? I know it's the Manc derby tomorrow, but I don't know who Chelsea are playing.
I'll tell you.
Is it Brentford?
They're playing another team.
Peter Reid can't cheer up. It's in his contract of life that he's not allowed to smile anymore. He just looks constantly old and miserable. You know, you got the old garden gnomes where the face looks as if it's drooping. Yeah, that's Peter Reid. Brentford.
Brentford at home.
Brentford at home.
Tomorrow night.
Okay, so they're going to. They haven't got very far to go, really, from where they
Brentford.
are.
No, Brentford haven't got very far to go because they're going to Stamford Bridge.
You said it's Brentford at home.
They're playing. Chelsea are playing Brentford at home.
Okay, sorry, got it.
What the hell? 7 o'clock kickoff. Jesus.
Yeah, there's 2 7 o'clock kickoffs tomorrow night.
Wow.
Obviously, because they couldn't put Liverpool on at 12:30 on a Saturday, they decided to do something different on a Sunday. Looking at the Arsenal result today, just thinking, obviously they didn't score from a set piece, which is quite unusual. Maybe Arsenal should look at getting a open play coach as well then.
You've been reading the internet again, Cam.
Sometimes.
They're too busy celebrating their set piece coach with a mural.
Yeah.
Fucking win something before doing murals, man. Like, so Everton.
Oh. Yeah, historically, there's been some crazy results at Sunday 7 p.m. kickoff. So
I don't remember a Sunday 7 p.m. kickoff.
There have been a few, yeah.
Really? I really can't think of any.
They're not usual.
But I remember the odd Saturday night 8 o'clock one.
Sunday as well.
I don't ever recall a Sunday 7 p.m.
Yeah, they're a bit.
Unless it was like Christmas weekend or something.
Are Brentford in good form? Because I'm thinking they have been all right.
At home they are. At home
they're scoring goals for fun.
Yeah, at home
Away,
they are.
They're not.
From home they're a bit sus.
Yeah.
Might be end to end then tomorrow night. Could be a bit of fun.
Common old school West London team. Do us proud.
Absolutely. If they can just draw that as well, and it's just status quo, it'd be so fucking.
You know what? It's not no word of a lie here. Many Desis who are from West London would have followed Brentford growing up as a team that's local to them. They might be like me, I'm a Liverpool fan, but I was born and bred in Southall. Brentford was the team that was all over the newspapers for us. Mo Chatra as well, remember. Good up. Big shout out to Mo. He would remember that. Brentford were always in the back of the papers, local paper that we would get.
No, it's good. I mean, the Arsenal result, as Cam said, just shows how far they're going to be behind, this season now. I honestly think Chelsea are the real main contenders. So let's talk about Chelsea properly then. Nin, because Barty's going to hate this. Nin, how worried are you about the challenge from Chelsea?
I think they are potentially a good goalkeeper away from being full-on challengers and a bit of a solid defence as well. I do think they're a bit suspect in the back. I can't lie. Attacking-wise, they've got so much. In terms of creative players, I feel like they're still looking for a striker, even though they bought like Nkunku's and the Jacksons. Jackson's done really well for them this season, actually. we played against them. It was quite a tough game. We all watched it, right? We got the win. They just seem to be growing with it. And I think you made a really good point, Gags, earlier on in the show about Chelsea. The fact that now that they are being looked at contenders, let's see how they kind of cope and fare with that. I think that's really interesting. I didn't even think about it from that aspect, because before they were just kind of swatting it away. They were winning. They were in the mix with Arsenal. Nobody was really paying attention to them. Then they obviously overcame Arsenal last weekend with the way they beat Spurs. They beat Spurs. They absolutely hammered Spurs, but Spurs were absolutely shocking, and take nothing away from that as well. I've not really paid attention to all the top teams that Chelsea have played. Of course, they played Man City on the opening day, and lo and behold, they lost that one because, new team, champions.
But just a few weeks ago, they were awful against Man United. They were awful away at United, and United are like the biggest.
It was an awful game. I do remember that was an awful game, but at the moment, I don't really consider United as a top team, which is
the point is, if you can go there and struggle, it just shows that you're not like. You're not like.
Spurs made it easy for them. Spurs made it so easy for them last weekend, like the stupid penalties, and it was just.
I still think there's parts of Cole Palmer in some of our defenders' pockets from when he came to Anfield. Because the one thing I would say, that it was always crazy talk about Cole Palmer being so great, so amazing, and obviously Kara's right up his ass as well. I just remember when Chelsea came to Anfield, they looked ordinary.
Yeah,
they looked pithy. They looked ordinary.
Very well.
And Arne Slot,
he looked
that day were fucking awesome, because he absolutely nullified their players. He made sure that they couldn't do things, right? So nothing went really to Cole. I think the one thing, or one ball in each half got to Cole Palmer, one that day. Other than that, it didn't do very much.
I think he is incredibly overhyped. I think he's a fantastic player, by the way, but I still think he is incredibly overhyped. So, but I don't know. I just I don't think they should call him out like the best player of 18 months or something. He goes quiet in too many games for me to be,
he's no Ryan Gravenberch.
Where he does win, his post-match interviews are brilliant. Have you seen them? Like, he literally gives.
He talks like as if he's from up north, like you, but he does talks a bit more dreary and says a few things like this, and they are really boring. And then it's like as if he's reading off a teleprompter, and then he has to say, "Okay, bye. That's my words for the week," because Mummy said I can't say anything else, so I have to go now. Okay, bye.
I love it though. It's so funny that somebody.
Exactly, you can understand what he's saying.
Yeah. Your title turn just it's too early for that, and it's just the faces that he pulls. Like,
I don't have to listen to him with subtitles on. I can understand what he is saying.
Yeah, Nina was playing hide and seek. She went off camera and came back. So
she went.
Let's get away with the bit of the comedy going on there. And what do you think on Cole Palmer? Do you think he's worthy of the praise he's getting at the moment, or do you think it's a bit over the top?
I'm not bothered about what praise Cole Palmer gets ultimately. I mean, he's a fantastic football player. That much I know. I know if he was playing for us, I'd be over the moon if he was, one of our players. So I don't think Cole Palmer's worried about the praise he's getting. Cole Palmer is fantastic from 12 yards. He's also a fantastic football player. But like you said, in the big games this season, he hasn't always been there. As such, he hasn't made his presence known. He hasn't shown any magical play to make you say, wow, this is the guy. But I've no doubt with him that will probably come. He will only get better. Man City must be looking back now and saying, we messed up in letting him go in the summer.
I think the reason people load the praise on him is from this season, and then you're right, he's not played well in big games this season. I think he was one of their star players last season, where they were absolutely dreadful, and he was the only one that was kind of delivering and showing up. Him and Gallagher, actually, which is really strange because he's at Atletico Madrid now, but that was the only player that was consistently showing up for a very, very terrible Chelsea side. And I think maybe that's what people are kind of remembering and bringing forward and maybe gets a little bit of a pass from those pundits and those people that really, really rate him because of you know, like he really, you know, he did pull them up a fair bit into the table. I mean, all the way to a Europa Conference. Is it a Europa Conference place? Yeah, that's where he got them. But yeah, that's what I
did. I get the feeling that they just needed someone to hook onto now that Harry Kane's in Germany, right? That's it. And Cole Palmer came along.
Yeah, I mean, the media here is always going to hype up the English player because that's
what I wanted to get to, Cam.
Yeah, that's what they do. That's what they'll hype him up, and then they're very quick to knock him back down again. It's not. We see it all the time. We've seen it all the time. But
I don't wish for the press to knock anyone down, because when the press do that, it's just, I hate the press anyway. But yeah. I think if he starts turning up in all the big boy games and starts affecting everything, then fair play to him. Like honestly, I will call a spade and say, you're the best player in the league right now, if that's the case. But I think the overhype over 2 penalty kicks last week was, you know, Karen.
It was too much.
I think they look for an English sweetheart, don't they? Like a few years ago, they had Kane, and then Foden did really well last season, and it was Phil Foden had a really, really piss poor Euro. Sorry about that. And he's been absolutely dreadful this season for them, and they just look for like the next shiny. And of course, Saka gets a lot of praise as well. You know, Saka's another one, and rightly so as well. But I think it's just purely because they're looking for the next bright star for England.
Yeah, we're not praying for Brentford to do us a favour, dude. If they do one, great. I think it's still in our hands. If even if they beat Brentford, it's okay.
Talking of praying and favours, have you seen the video of Wolverhampton Wanderers asking a Hindu priest, a Pandit, to help their season?
No,
you put something in. You put something in the chat, and we didn't get a chance to.
Your dad will know the guy 100%. His name is Tandon Sharma from Wolverhampton Wanderers, a great friend of my father-in-law. Very big Wolverhampton Wanderers fan. But when you see it, divine intervention definitely happened there, because obviously they were shit against Ipswich, but came away with a 1-1 draw. So maybe if Nandan uncle is also quite a tight ass. If he had given some more money to the pundit, maybe he would have won.
They didn't get a draw. They lost 2-1 in the end.
Did they lose in the end? No!
Yeah, they lost. I was going to say, where'd the draw come from? They lost 2-1.
No, last time I looked, it was a draw. Fuck that.
90 plus 4 minutes, it was the winner.
Gary Neal, I think they've only won 4 games in about the last season of games. It's something ridiculous like that. They've just been shockingly poor for a long time now. So,
they're in trouble. They're in big trouble.
Hey?
They're in big trouble. But going back to Chelsea, Cam, what are your thoughts? They are biggest contenders. Are you worried about them though?
You have to be worried about them. They're playing well. They're getting points. You know, the table doesn't lie. You know, everybody's in the positions they are on according to how they've been playing throughout the season. Right now they are our nearest challengers. So it's not like we're 20 points ahead and we can say we don't have any challengers. It's not like season 1920. No, we won 26 out of the first 27. So 100% they're challengers, and we should be looking over our shoulders at them.
Yeah, the top scorers.
Ultimately, we've got to do our jobs. We have to do our jobs. We carry on doing our jobs and continue to play well, control games. Throw that in there, and pick up the points where we should be picking up the points. We've got a very, very good chance of going on and winning this league.
I'm really glad that Ibu's going to be coming back a little bit earlier than we thought. That's going to be a big help over the festive period as well, if he's back in time for the 2 over Christmas, New Year and stuff like that. But is it a worry then, Nina, that in the last 2 Premier League games we've conceded 5 and dropped 4 points without him?
Well, yeah. Considering we were hardly conceding and we were hardly dropping points. Like, you know, it's no coincidence that defense that looked so solid.
Yeah.
That put up a massive shift against, the likes of like Real Madrid. And that's where Konate got injured, right? That was the game. And, when you think about that, and it's just, I don't know. At the beginning of the season, one of my big shout outs was for the transfer window. I know it didn't happen, but we need another centre back because as much as, we've had the Joe Gomez and the Kwanzas, Konate for me is the starter alongside Virgil van Dijk, and he just gets injured too quick, and it is a bit of a concern. My only concern is with Konate. You spoke about him coming back. I'm delighted with that. I don't want to rush him because if it means we rush him and he gets injured again, that is a problem. And I think Spurs have been guilty of this because I think both of their centre-back pairings got injured against Chelsea, and it was because Ange Postecoglou rushed them, and I don't want to do that.
No.
This is a concern for me.
No. And Barge, to be honest, would you agree with the fact that whenever Ibu does come back, it just means we go back into that full-on solid, position of gaining points real nicely, 3 wins, just wins in a row. But then we still know Arsenal and Chelsea are likely to drop points.
It was a contact injury which happened right at the end. It was a freak, and it was Endrick has got form for doing stuff like that, right? It wasn't natural. It wasn't an injury that was caused by the way that he was playing, that was caused by fatigue or anything like that. It was a freak of nature bullshit, kind of almost semi-Jota type injury, right? Where someone falls on you type thing. But here there was a clash of knees, and Endrick did what he did, and he was out for a bit. The man looks at space, and he has that anime vision thing that goes in his head whereby he's sweeping in almost like some sort of Street Fighter 2 type scene to sweep the leg, do something, do anything, but just to get the ball. Yeah, and you got to love that about Ibu. On the Chelsea stuff, do I see them as challengers? Of course I don't. I fucking can't stand my noisy neighbours in any which way, shape or form. Cam, I find you challenging more than I find Chelsea, to be fair.
That's good.
It is,
That's
isn't
what
it?
I'm here for.
Indeed.
I
still love you, but I hate them.
Answer that one, Barge. Would it have been better to go down 2-0, but we'd stayed with 10 men?
No.
11 men.
Sorry, stayed with 11 men, yeah.
No.
Do you think going down to 10 would have been better with 1-0?
I think going down to 10 galvanized us in a manner that made us then
control the game
test and put Liverpool to the test. And we need
control
tests
the
like
game, allow them to have 12 shots. And if going back to the Ubu thing,
but you're 2-0 down with 11 men. One second. I'm sure that you asked me to answer the question.
Yeah, I know, but I'm cutting in, so you can be quiet for one moment. Let your elders speak. Okay. So So what I was going to say was,
what are you going to say, Cam?
Well, if you let me speak, I will. So,
are you speaking, Cam?
No, I'm not, because you're speaking. So,
go on then.
This is going to be my last point before I go, because I'm going to Wolverhampton to get back in the dungeon. So, right. So what I was going to say was, when we had Ibu there, we were allowing less shots on goal as well. And that was helping us keep those clean sheets. Over the last few games when Ibu hasn't been there, even though we have in the odd game, I think we probably have kept a clean sheet or two with Joe Gomez there, we still allowed more shots on goal. And that's where we are letting ourselves down as well. We're allowing, this is more of a thing that's been going on for a few weeks, obviously, since Ibu's gone. That's the big thing now. And we're conceding from those shots more, whereas before we weren't. So if a team was only having 1 shot or 2 shots or 3 shots in the game, they weren't scoring. Now the goals are going in again, and that's a worry. That is a worry. And we've dropped 4 points in the last 2 games. We shouldn't have dropped points against Newcastle.
No,
fine.
That was a keeper mistake, though. Come on, that
was 2 mistakes from the keeper.
And you know what, though? You know what the good thing about both games was? The comebacks in both games. Like the team being able to come back from bad moments, to go into the lead. Well, not in the lead in this one, leading that one, come back with 10 men in this one. So there's signs that are good, though. There's positives to take out of both as well as the negatives.
100%. That's why I say, I said that earlier. It's almost like you got the Klopp mentality monsters attitude within the team still. Within the spine, that's probably coming from the senior players who have been there, who've done it, and they're passing on this experience to this group of players. I think we've got a group of highly intelligent football players. I think a lot of credit needs to go to recruitment that's been made by the previous regime. Ryan Gravenberch, they signed him for a reason. They didn't sign him as a number 6. Of that, there's no doubt. But as we know, he's been around. Well, we didn't sign him as a centre back either, but he was superb there today.
Before you all go, and I know it's getting late. Last question is on Issa Diop. Basically, should he have been on the pitch after the first minute?
No. He's gone down his knee, and that's a red card.
Yeah.
That's a red card. If he's given the yellow, he's seen the challenge. If he's given the yellow, he's seen the challenge. And if you go down someone's knee and then down the front of their leg, that's a red card all day long. And then he set the tone from that moment. In the yellow cards, he then started dishing out.
Yeah.
Luis Diaz, that yellow card. That Curtis Jones one, again, soft yellow card. There's too many soft yellow cards because he couldn't make that decision in the first 30 seconds. He didn't want to make
a pen.
Yeah. We should have had a pen.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't a pen because there was an offside before that. So it couldn't have been a pen. You're talking about the Robbo challenge, yeah?
No. I'm talking about, wasn't it Tete who tried putting the blocking on Gags?
Gomez.
No, Gomez ran more into Tete. Gomez was running blind. That wasn't a pen for me.
It was for me. Took him down.
Yeah, Aaron Degbe here is obviously an Arsenal fan. So talking about Arsenal.
Aaron!
And then he's also talking about Arsenal again. Aaron. So yeah, makes sense, bud. Yeah, we did. Always good to get the Arsenal fans on.
Aaron, stay. Are you a Liverpool fan, Aaron?
No chance.
Go on, say yes, Aaron. Just say yes. Go on. Put him on the line, lad. Go on.
Come on, Aaron, don't be
both
scared.
Of them on the line.
I think he's probably catching up. He's probably catching up with the when he gets shown, when he's caught up with the video, he's going to be laughing his head off. But no, I think the final point really is
yes.
He's an Arsenal fan. I think the ref had a poor game, a very poor game.
Do you mind, Gags? I'm talking to Aaron.
Oh, are you?
Yeah. Hi, Aaron. How are you? Why do you think we're not winning the league, bitch?
No swearing.
No swearing.
No
sorry.
Swearing.
Why do you think we're not winning the league?
Well, Cam,
not
I know
so nice
you and
person.
Nina have to go. Me and Podgy me and Podgy can take over for a bit if you want.
I'm feeling you saying we're not
winning
the
another
league.
Time.
Yeah, thank you, Cam. Thank you,
and we'll talk about control.
Yeah, on Saturday. Yes, there's a podcast, the Desi podcast.
Yes, I know that one.
On Saturday. Yeah.
Thank you. Bye, everyone. Enjoy the rest of the show. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you,
right,
everyone.
Podge. It's just me and you.
Woo! It's how it should always be.
So basically, Aaron is bro. Here we go. Bro, I am fuming. Okay, thank you. Right, we got a graph comment. Should be no problem for a decent CM to drop back. Whole game in front of you. For fuck's sake. Okay, no need. Even Hender looked no, he never did. Hender never looked competent there at all. Absolutely not. I'm not having that. Hender was awful at centre back. We had the worst run of games when we kept putting midfielders at centre back. We literally lost all of them, nearly all of them, with Klopp when we had that horrible midfield and defence injury time just after COVID. Was it the year after COVID? Yeah, the 2020-21 season.
It was the 2021 season.
Yeah. No, I'm not having that.
And then as soon as he put in Nat Phillips and the other kid, oh God, what was his name?
Reese. It was fine. Yeah, it got better with Reese. So Slot's view on it, Podgy, was that if I looked back at the whole 100 minutes I saw, I wasn't surprised that he didn't give a red card. It's up to you how you want to read this comment. And that was on the Diop tackle. So he's saying that the whole 100 minutes he wasn't surprised. So it looked like he's basically saying the ref was not a homer. He was in a way kind of guy, just
look. Who was on VAR? Stuart Twatwell.
Oh my God. There you go.
Do you learn nothing, PGMOL? Bunch of thickos, honestly. Like in the week that David Coote finally gets sacked for being a complete and utter dirty rat that he is. You wouldn't be half surprised if more stuff came out about the PGMOL, right? I was at a Premier League.
I want him to just. I want him to die. The whole thing.
As being part and parcel of being vice chair of the supporters board, I was invited to a Premier League review about refereeing and the game overall and decisions, and it was hosted by the FSA and the Premier League, and it was about 7-8 months ago.
Yeah.
And the Premier League official who is known to be in charge of the product. So yeah, their chief, the Premier League's chief product officer is a Stoke City fan, right?
Right.
We won't hold that against him, but obviously he's seen a lot of shit football in his life. That's all I will say. Yeah, lots of shit football. Cut a long story short, he was obviously then going on about the fact that the PGMOL have a voice before the Premier League can respond, because obviously they go on to Sky Sports or BT and they have their own shows and slots. I'm like, going, what stops you as being the chief product officer, someone who's responsible for all this, having a say back? Surely you want to own the narrative. Surely you want to take control of all these shit decisions that are going on and spoiling football. You know, if you say you're the chief product officer, be the chief. Yeah. Don't hide behind your titles. Show the authority that you've got. Oh no, it's not as simple as that. I got it's very simple actually. It's exactly that. You know, this is what we're dealing with. You know, and then they've got a Premier League review panel which has got the whole ex-referees, ex-players.
So is he not going to do anything? Is he not going to step up and?
You know, no. What will happen is that they have this review panel that looks at all the decisions about red cards and yellow cards and should it have happened, should it have been this, and penalties and stuff like that. And normally there's a mutualistic pat on the back element that happens, but there's a massive bias.
Yeah.
The Jota penalty last season, where he gets clipped right at the end and they give the penalty. The majority of that panel didn't think it was a penalty, whereas the whole world thought it was a penalty. Yeah. The one where I think there's a red card that's rescinded, where one of the Arsenal players has taken somebody down, or a Chelsea player has taken somebody down, and all this kind of stuff. It's rescinded. They all agree that that should have been rescinded, but it's a fucking clear, blatant yellow red card.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
This is what we are dealing with. So when the Coot stuff came out, I wasn't surprised. The PGMOL as a whole system, as a whole organization, seriously needs a branch and root review, massively.
It does. I completely agree. Get the likes in, folks, as Cam says. Please like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe, 100%. Listen,
there's
when
over
it comes
500 of you watching live.
YouTube, I'll tell some people this thing about YouTube, right? There's a lot of content out there. There's a lot of things that people can and cannot see. There's lots of nonsense that goes on. People buying views, using promoted this, that, and the other. There's a whole machine out there. But what's natural lasts. So if you naturally subscribe and you naturally like things get better.
Yes, please. Absolutely. Listen to the man. Please do. There's over 500 of you, I think, and a lot of you on Twitter. Come on over.
It's Christmas.
Yeah, come on over from Twitter, folks, and join us on YouTube and get this part of this growing as well. We've got a great following on Twitter, and we thank you all for like, you know, watching us live. We owe you a lot for that. But yeah, please do. We do this for free. It's always going to be free on YouTube, so please do come over and jump on YouTube and give us the like, and come and subscribe, because you'll see all these coming through all the time. There is a lot of YouTube content. There's a lot of podcasting content. Talking about podcasting, we have our Christmas special on Saturday, and it should be released on Saturday as well. So that's a podcast, not a video one. So that's going to be on AI Pro, and so please do subscribe to us there as well. Baj, any last minute thoughts before we close up here? Anything else you want? Anything else?
Yep. Obviously, we've got a bit of a busy one with a few days away from Southampton away. I don't know how we're going to turn out against that. I don't really want us to lose against them either. I know the Carabao Cup isn't everyone's flavor of the month, but you know, people like it. So I'm sure it's going to be a different kind of side to the one today.
I would love to get to the final by not playing as much of the first 11 as possible, Baj. Is that fair? Like,
yep. Do I think it's realistic knowing slot? Probably not. So it's going to be a bit of a mixer again, I think, midweek for the Southampton match, because if he gets off the Southampton match, then it's the semis.
Exactly. It's only three games left.
No, but the problem with that is the fact that January's already congested.
Well, January used to be congested before, and now they've just put in two Champions League games in there as well to make it even worse. So yeah, it's
and that's pushed out February because now obviously previous years the Carabao Cup final used to be in February. Now it'll be in March. So that whole thing has moved.
Oh, is it the first week of March now?
Yes, in
or
March.
Is it
That's the first week
what
of March.
date?
I think it's first, second week of March. I can't remember what, but I'm sure the semis are in February now.
I'm gonna check. No, semis are in Jan. I'm sure. Really?
I'm sure that it pushes out.
Carabao semi final dates. Let's have a quick look because I think that's a good shout because that makes it a bit different. So go away. Right, here we go. When are they? So we've got the semi-final. Oh, didn't say. Really? Why have you brought me here then? To this when it's supposed to...
Hang on. I have it somewhere. I have to sadly look at my phone to tell you this because I gave it to somebody about a week or so ago. By the time I find it, you'll probably get to it. Yep, it's the first week of Jan and the first week of Feb for the semis.
Oh, so they're like a month apart.
Yep.
That's huge. And so the final date is, did you get that one as well? Oh, it's here.
I think it's the beginning of March.
Oh,
that's mid-March. There you go.
Yeah. So that's a big change to normal years because then what I was thinking that we'd get two of those semi-finals back to back, like 2 weeks apart in the month itself. But that actually gives you a proper month away from the competition, which can help a little bit, I think. Actually,
it's a bit. That's the 6th. So it's the week commencing the 6th. So you play United on the 4th or 5th, whatever it is. Then you've got the week. So the match after the United match will be Carabao Cup semi.
Yeah.
Then the week after that, I think we're back. Obviously, we've got Nottingham Forest and Brentford in the same week.
Yeah.
Week after that, isn't it Lille? It's either Eindhoven or Lille in the Champions League. I can't remember which of the two it is.
It's Lille. PSV's last. Yeah.
And then there'll be another round of the FA Cup, I'm sure. Then you see, so it gets quite thick and fast and quite.
At the moment, without the semis, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games. So if we get that, it's a 9th. And if there's a second round of the cup for the FA Cup, the 4th round of the FA Cup in there as well. I don't think there's room for the 4th round of the FA Cup. I think the FA Cup is first week of Feb now. So it's for the 4th round. But there's absolutely zero room for it in Jan. So 9 games in Jan, Barge. That's incredible. If we get through past Southampton, that's huge. Luckily, pardon?
I'll be really popular at home.
You'll be going to every game, and you'll be the most popular.
I won't go to every game. I'll get divorced. I get shot. I think I'll come home one day. My suitcase and everything will be packed, and doors, locks changed, all that kind of stuff. With a note saying,
it's nice.
No, you have the photos. Thanks. Bye.
Yeah, it's nice to have you on a post match as you decided not to go to a game for once. One of the rare games you're not at.
I had no choice. My wife had her year-end Christmas event today for her company, and I need to take my son to a sensory therapy appointment, which is things that all parents have got to do. Right, you got to do what you need to do for your kids. So this was the one I sacrificed. Southampton, I'm 50-50. I'm kind of there. I'm trying to work out how to get there as well without getting shot at home. So, and then obviously Spurs away.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
an easy one.
Boxing Day, and then West Ham, which is not too bad. So it'd be a nice end to it. Yeah.
The next few are going to be all right for you, aren't they? Well, I mean, I suppose, are you going to go Leicester as well, boxing or no?
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, you do that one. So there's, and then obviously the big one is Accrington. No, Accrington. Exactly, mate. Exactly. Accrington. No. Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining me, Pard, on this one. And thank you to Nina and Cam as well for coming on and having a bit of a fun show. Thanks to Damo actually for making us laugh so much. That was great, mate. So we please do check out Post Match Raw on Anfield Index Pro. Sign up to Discord as well. We're on Discord there. We've got a whole community on there that talks about the game as it's going on. I'm on there doing commentary as well. That's AnfieldIndex.com/Discord. Check it out. Please like and subscribe to YouTube. That's one of our main focuses right now. And yeah, make sure you listen to the Desi Christmas special next week before the Spurs game, as we'll probably preview a bit of that on there, or at least mention it at somewhere. I'm sure. But yeah, thanks again, Barge.
Two people who have an irrational hatred of Tottenham.
Who?
Me and you.
Oh, we
King
do.
Faisal.
Well, that you know what? The thing that did it was the Curtis stuff took it over the
Yep.
just took it overboard. Like, and actually,
More
we owe them one.
PGMO LOL nonsense.
Yeah, we owe them one for last year, I think. So the Diaz, the Curtis sending off, the Diaz goal, that was the one. It took me ages to get over that.
Yeah.
A disallowed goal. I mean, whew, that game would have been completely different. And another game where we had a sending off and then completely rubbish refereeing decisions going against us. But hey, today, very proud of the team overall to come back twice, especially a man down. As we said, only Cam thought it was a disappointed. I mean, everybody's disappointed we dropped, but disappointed in the
Aaron's
performance.
disappointed as well. Don't forget Aaron. Aaron's
Yes,
still
Aaron's gutted.
Aaron's still fuming.
Aaron,
Aaron,
the
meet Cam, you'll be all right then. You'll cheer up, trust me.
Yeah,
'Cause it
Aaron,
can't
the
be.
Arsenal fan, absolutely gutted. But everyone else, pretty happy to come back. All things with the context of what happened in the first 20 minutes to get a point out of that, especially going behind late in the second as well. And we could have won it. We could have won it if it was another. Would have been an incredible moment if we did. But hey, onwards and upwards. And yeah, I'll be back midweek for the Southampton game as well. So we shall see you then. But Baji, thank you very much. And yeah, up the Reds, folks.
Up the Reds.
We'll see you next week.